Whitney Biennial is back for its 82nd edition, bringing together 56 artists, duos, and collectives from across the country and beyond. And in 2026, the show once again asks a familiar question. What are artists saying about America right now, even some outside its borders?
We invited artists from Okinawa, from Iran, Iraq, Vietnam, from Chile, various places who have had histories of U.S. occupation and intervention. Of course, this is the Whitney Museum of American Art. It's a biennial dedicated to American art, so we try to kind of expand that.
The biennial has been taking the pulse of the American art scene since 1932, when it debuted as an annual exhibition of new American art in a row house in Greenwich Village. From its first edition onward, this show launched big names and big ideas as a cultural cornerstone of the New York art scene. Today, it remains the longest-running survey of American art, with more than 3,600 artists in its history, all of whom flexing their creative muscle. Longtime New York Magazine art critic Jerry Salz gave us some good advice on making sense of it all.
The labels aren't long, meaningless gobbledygook written by pointy-headed, brilliant people that I can never understand, but they read and you can get out. And you go, oh, okay, that's what this person thinks they're doing. And then you can look at it and judge for yourself.
In this year's biennial, the range of work shows up almost immediately. In Pat Olesko's Blowhard, first commissioned for the World Trade Center Plaza, the giant inflatable echoes the language of toys and spectacles while embodying the grotesque, oversized, and anatomically absurd. Malcolm Peacock's redwood-inspired sculpture is created from about 3,500 handmade braids of synthetic hair with inserts drawn from the autobiographies of Frederick Douglass and Malcolm X. Young June Kwok's divine dance of soft revolt is described as a collective rising body built from casts of different members of their queer and trans community in Los Angeles. And outside on the museum's fifth-floor terrace, Kelly Akashi's Monument Altadena is a cast-glass reconstruction of the chimney and walkway left after her Altadena home and studio burned in the Eaton fire. She Must Be a Matriarch from Anna Tsoukalarkis reworks the language of classical monuments into what the Whitney calls an irreverent image of a female warrior, armed with a mix of the mythical and the mundane.
It's not necessarily what you might think of when you think of Native art. It's not made of pottery or jewelry necessarily, but I wanted to evolve that and show that our culture is constantly growing. It's bringing in new elements to it.
Anna gave us a behind-the-scenes peek at the creating of Matriarch. It came to life at her studio at the University of Colorado Boulder campus, where she teaches visual arts. A citizen of the Navajo Nation and Creek, Tsoukalarkis is also of Greek ancestry, something the Whitney says is visible in the piece as it reworks the language of classical Greek and Roman masculine monuments into something entirely female with a Native American motif.
It's this large horse that has these arms, and so there's this immediate understanding that this is about movement. When you start looking at the hands, you can tell, these are kind of smaller, they're more petite, they're, women's hands. This has a deeper story.
Ignacio Gattaca's Sanhattan is one of the biennial's globally sourced works that relates back to New York. Born in Santiago, Chile, and now living in New York City, Gattaca links Manhattan to Santiago's financial district, a place intentionally built to resemble the Big Apples. His installation combines video, LED panels, and framed black and white photographs. The Whitney says the work explores how Sanhattan simulates, shadows, predicts, and resists its namesake. The piece is composed of a main screen and images comparing buildings in both cities and two floating ticker-style displays.
They have coordinates, one from Santiago towards Manhattan and one from Manhattan towards Santiago, right? So it's like a metaphor of time travel somehow. And then at the end of the video, I compare some of these buildings in Santiago in New York, you know, from Santiago in New York.
With a sprawling array of art spread across 2 full floors of the museum plus the terrace, taking in the 2026 biennial can feel a little overwhelming.
So for that reason, I would say, come to the 2026 Whitney Biennial, find 3 things you like, 4 you don't, tell yourself why you like them, and then maybe have a fight about those things with the person you come with.
If you want to come check out the biennial at the Whitney Museum of American Art, you have until August 23rd. I'm Andrew Falzon for Arts in the City.